Hi, welcome back to the Language of Data Toolkit. Let's get started on video 7, where we will be discussing correlation. In statistics, correlation is a measure of strength and direction of a linear relationship between two quantitative variables. The correlation coefficient is denoted by a lowercase r, which helps us understand the relationship between the two variables. In order to understand the meaning behind the correlation coefficient, we must understand its definition. The strength of a relationship is determined by the closeness of the points on a straight line. The strength is based on a scale from 0 to 1, with 1 indicating a strong relationship between the two variables. Direction tells us whether one variable generally increases or decreases when the other variable increases. The sign of the correlation coefficient is what indicates the direction of the relationship. If there is a positive sign, that means that the two variables increase together. A negative sign means that one variable increases while the other decreases. Now that we understand what strength and direction is, we can now understand that the correlation coefficient is always between -1 and +1. Let's look at two examples. The data tells us that the correlation coefficient is -1. Let's find out what that means. The strength can be between 0 to 1, and with the correlation coefficient as 1, we can see that there is a strong relationship. Now for direction. The sign is negative, and based on the graph, we can see that the x increases while y decreases. The data tells us that there is a correlation coefficient of 0.5. What does this mean? We know that the strength can be 0 to 1. With a correlation coefficient of 0.5, there is a moderate relationship between the x and y variables. For the direction, the sign is positive, which means that both variables increase together. The correlation coefficient is important in research studies to understand how different variables are related to each other. Today, we learned that a lowercase r stands for correlation coefficient and can be between -1 and +1. We also learned about strength and direction. Thanks for listening. See you next time.